Condi Engineer. You know, occasionally I used to send people who don't play this game the benchmark video for Condi Holosmith or Core Engineer to scare them with how fast it goes. Now, Condi Mechanist has solidly replaced those two, and I do think that being the version that's least likely to give you arthritis plays a small role in that. That being said, the standard version is still pretty fast-paced, and the rotation reads like a total mess, but essentially you're just trying to use all the various good Condi grenades and bombs off cooldown, and once you're done with that, follow up with the main weapon skills. There's a rhythm to it that, once you get used to it, really isn't too bad. Oh, and obviously you also want to use your mech skills. And you do have to remember to stay close to the mech, otherwise it will lose most of its stats. That shouldn't be too hard most of the time as long as you're staying stacked, since you're using the melee version of the mech. Unlike most engineer builds, this one also has some decent room for customization. Mainhand Pistol and Mace both work quite well. Currently, Pistol has the higher overall damage potential and lets you play properly ranged, while Mace pulls ahead in fights where Confusion is good and has better CC and shares a little bit of barrier. If the 2 kits plus mech version is a little bit too complicated for you, you can also simplify the build down by using Superconducting Signet over Bomb Kit. You can take this even further by using J-Drive as well, though I don't actually know how effective that still is on current patch, so maybe do some of your own testing on that. In theory, you can also bring Force Signets and run no kits, but I think that might be stretching it a little bit. Grenades are just that good. In terms of defense, you're alright. Engi's got good base stats, and being ranged always helps. Shift Signet is also just a great defensive tool in a pinch. For utility, you have some OKCC, some good Condi Cleanse option, and that's kind of it. If you're trading up Bomb Kit for a utility option, you can grab a Projectile Block or a Boon Strip if no one else is doing it, but they don't fit in quite as cleanly as on other engineer builds. There is also Stab, but only if you're incredibly desperate for it. Shield also exists as an option, which gives you more CC and a limited reflect, but if you take that, I don't recommend not taking Bomb Kit, because then you would have no burning sources, which is actually quite bad for you. Overall, Condi Mech tends to look more intimidating than it actually is, because honestly, just press buttons turbo is surprisingly effective.
Pounded into dust. In readiness, strokes. Breathe deep. Dust.